to get to that point where you don't feel embarrassed about your personal goals. And I'll give you an example. Sometimes you might end up not saying no to that dinner because you know that when you hang out with those kind of people, that they don't, first of all, maybe they will not go to somewhere that is cheap or that is reasonable. So if person A asks you out, and that usually means you're paying for your own thing, means that maybe you're already going to be spending X amount of money that you did not budget for. So sometimes, I'm not saying you should not have a social life at all, but your social life probably has to be modified if you want to save, because sometimes just by getting an invite from one person means that you're going to automatically spend much more than you want to, and that has happened to me before as well.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. You are?
I'm Renee. I'm from
Renee,
Jamaica. Nice meeting you. I like your talk.
Wow,
Amazing.
thank you. Thank you. So you understand the Tagalog?
Kind of.
You know Tagalog?
I kind of can figure it out from context clue.
Context. Okay.
Context clue, and I had also a translator beside me.
Oh.
So some words, it's like
Okay.
after a while, I kind of understand some of this.
Wow.
Yeah.
How long have
I
you been?
about
How long
4
have you been?
years.
How long have you been here in Dubai?
About 4 years.
4 years. What do you do?
I don't want to say.
How come? How come? How come?
It's something legal.
Oh, legal. Okay. Do you have any questions? Anything you want to know?
I think the main thing is to try to find the balance between giving and not being stupid with money. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you might give. How do you know when to give to somebody who genuinely needs it, as opposed to somebody who probably just you're gonna give them and you're gonna waste your money. So I think for me that's one of the. Usually that's my issue.
Okay.
Yeah, because you know you want to be generous and all this.
Are there a lot of Jamaicans here in Dubai?
I don't think so.
Not so much. How come?
We're babysitting the coconuts in Jamaica.
Oh, really? So why?
They have to stay home.
So why did you go? Why did you go here in Jamaica?
Because for me, I think that you know, sometimes in life you just gotta make a move. As they say in Jamaica, and you just have to take another opportunity.
Okay.
So God opened the door, and I came here. But it's also very far away, very far away. And I don't think I mean, I only saw the opportunity online. You know what I mean? It's not something.
But do you have friends here? Do you have friends here?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Is it hard to save money here? Is it easy to save money?
It can be very challenging
because
you can find yourself getting caught up in the glam of the whole thing, you know, the shopping malls and the lights, camera, action, so to speak, kind of life, and just to profile, just to look like the Instagram babes or whatever it is. So if you're not really very serious and conscious about how you spend your money or you save your money, then you find yourself really going home broke.
Okay, so what do you do?
I'm very cheap.
You're very cheap, okay.
I don't like to spend too much. I think as well I am accustomed to having very less, so I kind of can survive on less, so I try to do that. And I don't spend on a whim. Okay. Just because I see something that I like doesn't mean I will buy it. And it's very easy for me.
Do Jamaicans spend a lot, or is it part of their culture that they would buy this?
Some people, yeah, you know, just as he said, some people, you have to keep up with the Joneses, or nowadays the Kardashians, you know. So sometimes even if you don't have a lot of money, you want to look nice. And for some people, they only see you as valuable if you look nice. And looking nice sometimes means you have to get that Louis Vuitton, or you gotta get that, maybe it's not Louis Vuitton obviously, but like maybe that nice bag, or maybe the next clothes that's coming out. Okay. You know, so if you're going to try to save in this kind of society, then it means that sometimes you have to take the unconventional route or the road less traveled. So that means that sometimes you're gonna maybe not look like you can afford something.
But do you have a lot of Filipino friends? No Filipino friends?
Yes.
You have?
Yes.
Do they spend a lot?
Should I?
Yeah, it's fine.
No, man, I don't know. I don't ask them too much.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what do you notice about the spending habits of Filipinos here? Have you noticed?
Oh my gosh, you want to?
No, it's fine.
I don't know. I think it's just like normal people. Okay. You know, it's not like
they don't spend a lot. They don't spend a lot. They don't.
You want to get me trouble?
No, it's fine. There's a lot of finance
people
stuff.
just like nice stuff.
Okay.
You know, at whatever cost.
So that means they like to spend a lot. Okay. Top 3 tips for Filipinos who spend. And based on your personal life, what advice can you give them so that they can save money?
I think that if you want to get anywhere in life, you just have to be realistic about your goals, about what you have. Do not try to, in our culture they say put your hand above, your basket where your hand cannot reach it. You know that you cannot afford something. Just because the other person can afford it doesn't mean that you have to buy it. Just because you see something that looks good doesn't mean you have to buy it, and doesn't mean you have to buy it now. For me personally, I don't feel good if I look like $1 million and then I'm broke in my account. Well, you don't have property, you don't have savings, you don't have investments, but still you feel like you need to spend everything that you have either to eat it or to wear it. I don't believe in that, and I don't practice that kind of lifestyle.
So tip number 1. That was very good. That's very good. Tip number 2.
Tip number 2, just for me personally, put God first in whatever you do. Because when you put God first, you literally find that there is some amount of, what I call it, there's wisdom there, that's supernatural wisdom, right? That will probably give you a heads up into particular, an investment. When I got here first, somebody was telling me to invest in something. Actually, they wanted me to borrow money to invest in something.
Oh, that's wrong. Never borrow. Okay, guys, never borrow money to invest.
And it turned out to be a scam in the end as well.
Oh,
and that
especially,
was it,
okay.
So it would have probably meant that I would still be paying back for that debt, which I think it's only God, because I had no idea this thing was a scam. It sounded really good, it sounded nice, and a lot of people were already making money from that thing. But somehow in my spirit, I didn't feel okay with it. So I think that again is the Holy Spirit just helping. So just allow God to be the driver of your life, to be your main focus, and then whatever you have to do, whether financially or otherwise, you put it before God, and God will direct your path.
Right. So that's tip number 2. Last tip. This is nice because at least it's nice that they hear it from someone else as well. Because they always hear me, and it's nice to hear different tips from different people, because we get to learn from. You have a point of view that probably people haven't heard as well.
Yes.
So that when they hear it, it's something that will encourage them. Okay. Tip number 3.
Okay, tip number 3. I thought I said too much. Anyway, tip number 3.
You should have put it in bits, but yeah, tip number 3.
Okay, maybe the last thing that I would say is maybe probably similar to the first thing I said, but to get to that point where you don't feel embarrassed about your personal goals. And I'll give you an example. Sometimes you might end up not saying no to that dinner, because you know that when you hang out with those kind of people, that they don't, first of all, maybe they will not go to somewhere that is cheap or that is reasonable. So if person A asks you out, and that usually means you're paying for your own thing, means that maybe you're already going to be spending X amount of money that you did not budget for. So sometimes, I'm not saying you should not have a social life at all, but your social life probably has to be modified if you want to save, because sometimes just by getting an invite from one person means that you're going to automatically spend much more than you want to, and that has happened to me before as well. So just be very firm with your beliefs and firm with your goals. Like, okay, you don't have to tell everybody your business or be that girl where every time somebody asks you, you're going, oh my gosh, I'm saving for this. But sometimes you have to just be diplomatic in how you say things. But don't be so embarrassed by people's like, oh my gosh, she's so cheap, but you can afford it, why you don't want to buy that? Well, I have goals.
So to break it down,
yes.
Sometimes you have to say no,
of course,
to open you to better opportunities later on.
Yes.
So much insight. I didn't get your name? Renee what?
Wilmot.
What? Wilmot?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So I hope you learned a lot from her. I just met her for the first time just a few minutes ago, but yeah, it's my first time to interview a
Jamaican in Dubai. That's what happened when you asked for a photo from a stranger. so I asked for a photo, you got a video.
You got a video, yeah. So yeah, you'll see this on YouTube. So I guess that's it. Bye everyone. Have a great day. I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart from Dubai. See you all again soon. Bye-bye.